I don't know if you guys heard the news, but Project Diva is dead. Like officially dead, like never coming back. So let's celebrate its existence by playing the classics. This isn't the first game, this is Extend, which is basically the more songs in it. But you know, it's still close enough. I miss when they used to like do fan art as loading screens. I forgot if they did it in X, but I don't think they did. Really sad that it's dead. I don't know how to start this conversation, but it's really upsetting. I grew up with a bunch of Project Diva clips on YouTube, and I eventually started playing the games when I was like, I'd say in like middle school. Like, not the official ones at first, but it was like the Project Diva PC. Those were the times. It's upsetting that I got killed by a fucking gacha game. Not hating on the gacha game, it's really nice and fun, but I don't know, it doesn't feel the same to this. Especially since there's like OCs in it now. Which people pretend, I swear to you, people pretend to care. I don't think anyone actually cares about them. They just like their designs. Because I refuse to believe people read about the stories. I'm sorry. Like the events and stuff. That seems a bit too crazy to me. You're there for the Miku, I know what you are. Project Sekai is a great game. Especially for like what it is. But it kinda, I don't know. I don't like what it presented. Because it kind of cemented the fact that the Kryptonoids are idols now. They were always idols, but like, I don't know. Like the, not electric anymore, not digital. Like real. I don't know if anyone's ever talked about this, but back when Vocaloid was getting really popular and stuff, they weren't normal human idols. Like, they weren't seen as that. They were seen as, digital icons. Kinda like Icon series in Fortnite, but cooler. That was more charming than them just being, like, real. I know, like, 2% of the story. It's like, they're not real, but they are. I don't know, it's weird, man. It's like they're committing to the bit, but not. I don't know. The thing that solidifies it is not only like the gacha game and the how they present them anymore. It's I don't know if any of you guys know this, but not like Miku isn't the only one with a new voice bank that like goes with the Pia Pro like engine. Like I'm pretty sure all of the Krypton Lloyd critters have them now, but they're only used in Sekai. And I don't know if they're ever gonna release. So they kind of became the very thing that we hate. Private Vocaloids. It'd be one thing if they were like new characters. New Krypton characters, but they're not. They're like beloved characters that we've... Like a lot of people already have like their other voice banks. So it's kind of silly to make them private at the moment. I don't know. But then again, no one really likes MikuNT. I like the thought of it. Of like, oh, let's go back to making her sound like her original voice bank. That's cute. I don't know, they could have did what Tedo did and make her sound a lot more real instead of back to monkey. I don't know. But I guess that's the charm of like older Vocaloid stuff, is that they don't sound quite human. I get what they were going for, but it just didn't end up right. And it's also because of the engine itself. The voice bank is choppy as is, but the engine made it worse. I feel like it's kind of like Chevio with Ia's English. It's just terrible. But I feel like Ia's is a bit more tragic because her voice bank is legitimately really good. But the engine, like, the sounds of it, it just makes and nerfs it. I don't know how Project Diva dying turned into like me ranting about current state of Vocaloid, but like it did. Well, not Vocaloid technically, it's current state of like Krypton Lloyd. Game had its ups and downs, especially its downs with X, but X was just disappointing. The fact that they felt the need to add a storyline was kind of cringe. Like, they're just silly little guys. I don't think they get storyline about how, like, the digital world is dying or some shit. I don't know. Like, I bought it because, you know, that, at the time, that was the most recent Project Diva game. But it was really disappointing. And there was barely any songs in it. And despite some of them being new, they were all just Miku songs. There was like 2 fucking random ones, I swear. And a lot of not Miku songs had Miku as like the second singer. It's crazy. Yeah, but X was just really disappointing in general. Like, they were teasing all these new, upcoming, like, recent songs at the time, and there were barely any in it. I did like the melodies, though. Those were creative. Giga P was probably the best one, but that's like... I don't know. That's not really a groundbreaking opinion. People like Project Diva F's... Or... the original Project Diva was like... game... type, but that okay, so the long thing I just did, that's part of the original Project Diva series as well as Project Diva F, but the newer Project Divas, like in Arcade and Future Tone and Mega Mix, they have the arcade version, or instead of like the long lines of note it is instead like these chain notes, and I think that's a bit funner. And I admit I do like the graphics a bit more. But some people say it's, like, you know, kind of... oh, what you call it? Soulless compared to, like, the cartoony style of the original enough. I like both their art styles. I do like how X looks, though. That's the one thing I'll give it. The one really good thing about... well, there's a lot of good things about that guy. Like, it introduced a lot more people to Vocaloid, which is cool. But... it also doesn't have just Krypton songs. That's really nice. There's a lot of V-Flower and Gumi and a bunch of others. Una. Others that I can't fucking think on top of my head, but there's a lot more. It isn't just the Kryptonoids. And there's actually like new stuff too, which is nice. Kikyo got a bit of recognition. I mean, his most iconic... well, second most iconic song. It's there. But I think that's like the only Kiko song. I mean, I don't blame them. But they could add like, I don't know. They could add Oh Light there. It's not that bad. In terms of like disturbing lyrics. And Pinocchio P2 is not just fucking slow motion anymore. That got old real quick. They just kept adding, I don't know, a bunch of those songs in instead of like his new ones. Like, I mean, slow motion was technically kind of new, but he had other shit. Like every time, so I would like replay Mega Mix, you know, if I was bored and stuff. Oops. But it was always like the same like 3 songs. It was like Earthling, the Earthling one, Kamen Domination, and Slow Motion. Like I love those songs. They're good, but I'm kind of sick of it. I wanted more recent songs, and they delivered on that, so that's cool. Same with Neru. I'm very happy that they just didn't keep adding the same 4 songs of each artist. And even if Sekai is to blame for Diva's death, it kind of also was well needed because, like I said, it gets tiring adding DLC each time like new shit comes out. Like they already did it for Mega Mix and then Sekai killed it, so it was kind of a waste of effort time. But Sekai was kind of needed because for a rhythm game like this, it's constantly getting updated. No, they knew shit because people still use Vocaloid because it's a fucking instrument. Of course they would. That's like being surprised people still play guitar. But yeah, I'm kind of happy about that. And also, we don't have to pay for songs anymore. Like, we just use those like music note things and we get the songs. Which is a lot better than actually paying DLC for it. I was looking on Mix on Steam because I got on sale for like $39.39. Get it? For like DLC and stuff. So I was the lucky one. And to be honest, I felt like a game like this should have came sooner. I mean, technically it did with Miku Flick, but that was kind of a weird one-off thing. No, actually, not too often. I did play Miku Flick for a bit when it was actually in the App Store on my iPod Touch. Wait, was it? Or on my fucking iPhone 6S, bro. It's one of those two. The game was fun, it was fine, but it was weird because it like used footage from I think arcade. But it was kinda like the stepping stone. For like what now is sekai. But it was nothing like sekai. It's upsetting that Diva's dead. Because it's been going on for what, almost 20 years? Project Diva? I feel like around like a year or two after Miku came out, Project Diva just came out. I don't know if like the banner and my profile picture and my actual fucking username like hints this enough, but I am a huge fan of Vocaloid. Specifically Miku, but also Vocaloid in general. I love all of them, even if I have a bit of a bias. Damn, I did fucking shite. Like the character select here. You see like, oh, she's not unlocked yet, but yeah, these two, actually these three guys, Meika, Hakuneru, and then Tero later on, would be added as like DLC or just like a regular outfits you can get. And I don't know if they're ever gonna do that in Sekai because rights and all that, and it's really disappointing. But yeah. It's really upsetting. Cause that was probably the most iconic thing too, was that you just can be fanoids in a fucking Utao. Yeah, like literally she's right there. I was just talking about you, Queen. The death of this fucking game solidifies the fact that we're coming to a new fucking age of Vocaloid shit. Or at least Krypton stuff. Cause I hate when people are over dramatic about stuff like this. Cause they fucking forget that these critters aren't the only Vocaloids. And also they're not part of Vocaloid anymore. And but our heroes to call them Pia Proloids, whatever the fuck. So when they say, oh, the death of Vocaloid, they're meaning the death of Krypton stuff. Like in terms of their voice banks and not any other stuff. Though I will admit, no one really pays attention to the Vocaloid in general. Unless it's like these people. That actually goes back to my fucking point. They're turning them into like actual idols now. It's upsetting, I don't know. I like that they were digital. And they kind of keep that still intact. But it's not as obvious as it was. And the merch doesn't help. They're fucking cranky shit. They are literally the fucking Hello Kitty of Vocaloid and like vocal synths and shit. Kind of scary. I mean, and that's even worse because Hello Kitty has collaborated with that guy. I'm doing shit, by the way. These are very delayed. Also, I'm playing on an Xbox controller, so. And also, I'm talking. I'm not gonna lock the fuck in for a video about my one of my favorite franchises die. That guy also kind of increased the amount of merch we see of these little guys. Cause I swear, before Sekai, there was a lot, but it wasn't this common. Like, it wasn't this big. Like, I remember on like this blind date I went on, and we were at the city, and there was like a bunch of fucking Vocaloid shit. You know, obviously you have the Kryptons only, but you know. I fucking saw the Kitty Miku from the game, specifically the game. And that was insane. Bars. But I ended up getting 2 Nendos of Ren and Len, of like the anniversary ones. They're really cute, but they were a lot of money. But yeah, that was insane. I never thought I'd see that much shit. And reminds me of another time I was with my friend at the same store and I saw a bunch of anniversary plushies of Mako just like on the wall, like stacked on the wall, all of them like a fucking cult. That was insanity. I mean, I loved it and I bought one, but that was actually insane. I forgot to record an outro, so please like and subscribe and mayhap comment if you feel talkative. Bye bye.